explain everything. This is about vision, and my name is Michael Mason. Alright, so it all starts with light, and we can only see white light. And so when that light passes through the cornea, which is right here, then then the cornea is a protective shield of the eye. Then it goes through the pupil and then the iris, and the iris is an adjustable opening which dilates in terms of when there's a change in light. Then it passes through the lens over here, which focuses light to process it so you can see what it is, and this is a process called accommodation. Another thing we have to mention is the fovea up here, and that is the central point of cones, which we will get to in the next slide. And that's near the center, so this would be a big cluster of cones, and that is the fovea, and that is close-up details. That's why you can see things more defined close to you than far away from you. And we'll get to the meaning of rods and cones in the next slide. Then after that, the retina right here collects the light, and the retina contains things called rods, which are these right there, and cones, which are these right there. They help us see, and the difference between the two is that rods are kind of at the peripheral parts of the eyes, so more here and here, and they see black and white and low light. And cones are all across the eye in kind of clusters. They are more towards the center. They help you see in well-lit areas, and they define kind of smaller things. So they would be around right here. Yeah. From the retina, then the information goes to bipolar or ganglion cells, which then transmit through a process called phototransduction into the optical nerve, which is right here. So that optical nerve we were talking about will send visual information through the thalamus to the brain. And the thalamus is, within the thalamus, there are things called lateral geniculate nuclei, which are right here, as you can see. And these provide direct pathways to corresponding areas of the visual cortex in your brain. So that would be near the back of the brain. The visual cortex is located in the occipital lobe, which is right here, near the back of the brain. But since there are no photoreceptors in the visual cortex, there's a blind spot that's created. But the great thing is that our brain is adapted and has gotten ways through ignoring this blind spot and finding ways around it. Another thing we need to talk about is feature detector cells, which are special neurons that notice shapes, angles, strength, edges, and movements. So those would be in the brain. And then the parietal lobe, which is where is it? Which is right here, and that determines sensory information such as spatial space and navigation. Alright, thank you very much, and goodbye.